Microsoft told you that AI-powered computers would revolutionize everything. They marketed Windows 11 AI PCs as mandatory upgrades for anyone serious about productivity and security. The messaging was relentless. Get on board or get left behind. Then, at the Consumer Electronics Show in January 2026, Dell dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. Their executives publicly stated what the entire industry was quietly thinking. Nobody actually cares about AI features when buying computers. This wasn't some obscure comment in a financial footnote. Kevin Terwilliger, Dell's product leadership, stood up at the biggest tech event of the year and admitted that AI capabilities confuse potential buyers more than they motivate purchases. Dell isn't a desperate startup looking for attention. They're Microsoft's most important hardware ally, generating 40% of their revenue from PC sales. And they just told everyone that Microsoft's entire strategy might be fundamentally flawed. When Microsoft introduced Copilot Plus PCs in June 2024, they positioned them as a completely new category of computing device. The technical requirement was specific: neural processing units delivering at least 40 trillion operations per second. According to Microsoft's promotional materials, these machines would prepare users for the next era of technology. They promised unprecedented speed and intelligence that traditional computers simply couldn't deliver. The showcase feature was something called Recall. Microsoft designed it as photographic memory built directly into your operating system. The system would continuously capture screenshots of your activity every few seconds, building a comprehensive searchable archive of everything you'd ever done on your computer. You could ask natural language questions like, "What was I researching about travel last week?" And Recall would instantly surface the answer. No more digging through folders or struggling to remember what you named a file. Your machine would have perfect memory of your entire digital existence. Microsoft emphasized that everything happened on your device. No internet required, no cloud uploads, everything protected by encryption and biometric security through Windows Hello. On paper, this sounded like genuine innovation. Microsoft predicted it would fundamentally transform human-computer interaction. But when security experts got their hands on the actual implementation, they uncovered details Microsoft had carefully avoided in their marketing presentations. In May 2024, cybersecurity researcher Kevin Beaumont published detailed analysis of how Recall actually functioned. The feature was capturing screenshots every 5 seconds by default. Not smart selections of important information, but blanket surveillance of everything visible on your display. Encrypted messages from apps like Signal and WhatsApp that users assumed were ephemeral. Login credentials typed into authentication forms. Financial information entered into payment systems. Private medical data viewed through healthcare portals. Absolutely everything was being photographed and saved to your hard drive. These screenshots were stored in a SQLite database file on local storage. When security researchers examined this database, they discovered something Microsoft had neglected to mention. The initial implementation had zero encryption. Kevin Beaumont created a demonstration tool that could pull the entire database in less than 2 minutes. Any piece of malware with standard file system access could harvest months of screenshots. Any person who gained physical possession of your device could browse through everything you'd viewed for the past quarter. Microsoft claimed their sensitive information filter would prevent capture of passwords and payment details. The register conducted independent verification and found systematic failures. The filtering only functioned when sensitive data appeared in formats the system recognized. Credit card numbers without proper labeling? Captured. Password fields that didn't explicitly identify themselves? Captured. Repeated testing demonstrated that sufficient sensitive information bypassed the filter to constitute a major privacy vulnerability. You might think this only matters if someone physically steals your hardware or manages to install malware, but consider how information actually flows in practice. Many companies automatically back up employee computers to network storage. Those backups now contain complete screenshot archives, IT departments with administrative remote access can retrieve these files. Any security exploit that enables remote code execution can extract the database. The information doesn't require intentional exfiltration to become accessible to unauthorized parties. The backlash hit immediately and hard. Privacy organizations described recall as dystopian surveillance. The UK's Data Protection Authority announced formal inquiries into the feature. Security experts noted that recall behaved identically to keylogger malware that users would normally quarantine and remove. The comparison wasn't rhetorical exaggeration. Recall was performing exactly the same functions as malicious spyware, creating exhaustive records of user behavior without meaningful informed consent. Microsoft responded by pushing the launch date from June 2024 to October, then again to December. They converted the feature from opt-out to opt-in. The company implemented encryption for the database secured by Windows Hello biometric authentication. They added filters to prevent captures from private browsing sessions and designated applications. They mandated virtualization-based security enclaves to safeguard the encryption keys. When security researchers evaluated the revised version in late 2024, core vulnerabilities persisted. The encryption could be bypassed using a PIN code if users hadn't configured biometric authentication. That PIN was frequently the same 4 to 6-digit code people had used for years. Kevin Beaumont showed that his non-technical partner could access his recall archive simply by entering his PIN. The elaborate encryption infrastructure reduced to the security of a gym locker combination. Multiple independent researchers found that recall continued capturing sensitive information the filters were designed to block. Gradual accumulation of unfiltered data created significant exposure over time. The updated feature was superior to the unencrypted original, but it remained an extensive surveillance mechanism operating on millions of machines. Think about realistic scenarios. A healthcare professional uses their personal laptop for both patient documentation and everyday tasks. Recall captures clinical notes containing protected health information. The laptop gets stolen during a car break-in. The criminal doesn't need advanced cryptographic skills, just the ability to guess a short PIN or deploy basic malware during an unprotected moment. Months of confidential patient records are suddenly compromised. Or imagine an entrepreneur negotiating a sensitive business merger. Recall archives correspondence, financial projections, and strategic documents. Their managed IT service provider maintains remote access for technical support. An account breach at that provider creates a pathway to the recall database. Merger specifics leak before announcement, destroying millions in deal value. These examples follow a common thread. The danger doesn't stem from recall malfunctioning. The danger stems from recall functioning precisely as engineered, generating a comprehensive historical record that transforms into a catastrophic single point of failure for months of confidential information. Following the privacy controversy, Microsoft implemented modifications. Recall became opt-in, encryption was added, filtering improved. Deployment was restricted to Windows Insider testing channels. But Dell's CES 2026 statement suggests these adjustments failed to resolve the underlying problem. The issue transcended security implementation. The issue was that consumers fundamentally don't want continuous screenshot monitoring on their devices, regardless of security measures. Dell's COO Jeff Clarke characterized an unfulfilled expectation around AI in personal computing. Industry analysts anticipated that AI features would stimulate consumer demand for hardware upgrades. That anticipation proved incorrect. AI marketing seems to be creating confusion among prospective buyers rather than motivating purchases. Windows 11. Adoption is tracking 10 to 12 percentage points behind Windows 10 adoption at comparable lifecycle stages. By November 2025, Windows 11 had captured only 53.7% of the Windows desktop market, while Windows 10 maintained 42.7%, despite exceeding its official support termination date. Millions of users are actively choosing to remain on an unsupported operating system rather than migrate to Windows 11. Dell's tactical response was revealing. Their latest XPS laptops unveiled at CES 2026 include neural processing units. They satisfy Microsoft's Copilot Plus PC technical specifications. They feature the Copilot key on keyboards because Microsoft's licensing terms mandate it. But Dell's promotional messaging deliberately avoids highlighting AI as the central value proposition. Instead, they're focusing on battery performance, construction quality, display specifications, and gaming capabilities. The AI functionality exists but receives minimal emphasis. This marks a total reversal from Dell's 2024 approach. A year prior, the company had embraced AI branding with such intensity that they discontinued their entire legacy product naming structure. XPS, Inspiron, and Latitude were abandoned in favor of Dell, Dell Pro, and Dell Pro Max to spotlight AI integration. That rebrand faced widespread customer criticism for creating confusion with generic naming. At CES 2026, Dell announced the restoration of the XPS brand, essentially acknowledging that their AI-centric rebrand had backfired. For Windows 11 Copilot Plus PC users, you can completely disable recall, navigate to Settings, then Privacy and Security, then Recall and Snapshots. Deactivate Save Snapshots to halt new captures. Choose Delete Snapshots in the same menu to eliminate existing data. For total feature removal, access Windows Search and enter Windows features. Select Turn Windows features on or off. Locate Recall and uncheck it. Windows will purge all archived snapshots automatically. In corporate settings, system administrators can disable recall organization-wide using group policy or mobile device management configurations. Beyond recall, you can limit broader data collection in Windows 11. Go to Settings, Privacy and Security, then Diagnostics and Feedback. Modify diagnostic data transmission to required only instead of optional. Audit application permissions for camera, microphone, and location. Revoke permissions for applications that don't require them for essential operation. For users concerned about AI features generally, verify which applications access your typing patterns. Navigate to Settings, Privacy and Security, then Inking and Typing Personalization. Disable this if you don't want Microsoft gathering typing behavior to refine text prediction algorithms. These measures won't eliminate all telemetry, but they substantially reduce the volume of activity data Windows collects. Dell's public admission exposes something Microsoft refuses to acknowledge. The company invested 2 years establishing AI as the primary justification for upgrading to Windows 11 and purchasing new hardware. They restricted premium features to expensive neural processing units. They invented a new product category, promoted as indispensable for contemporary computing. They positioned recall as transformational technology. When consumers actually assessed these AI capabilities, they discovered answers to questions nobody was asking. Recall promised to help users locate previously viewed information, but most people already employ functional organizational systems. AI image generation in Paint delivers impressive demos, but addresses genuine requirements for only a narrow user segment. Local speech processing might offer marginal speed improvements, but existing cloud alternatives perform adequately enough that the difference doesn't warrant hardware replacement. The disconnect between Microsoft's AI narrative and actual consumer priorities enabled Dell to publicly separate themselves from that approach. They understood that persistent AI-first messaging would alienate prospective customers who prioritize dependability, performance, and cost-effectiveness over unused features. This strategic positioning by a major manufacturing partner indicates Microsoft's AI initiative has evolved from asset to liability in consumer markets. Your operating system should function as a tool serving your objectives. Windows 11 increasingly operates as a vehicle for Microsoft's corporate agenda rather than user needs. AI features nobody requested, data harvesting requiring manual deactivation, marketing promising revolutionary advances while tangible benefits remain imperceptible to typical users. Invest 15 minutes reviewing your privacy configuration if you're running Windows 11. Deactivate recall if present. Reduce diagnostic telemetry. Audit application permissions. These aren't comprehensive solutions, but they minimize exposure. Communicate this information to others using Windows 11 who may lack awareness of these considerations. Privacy protection isn't merely individual, it's communal. When a company's dominant hardware collaborator publicly contradicts their strategic foundation, that transcends ordinary business disagreement, that signals something essential has failed in their methodology.